मंत्रालयों की इस वक्त एक साझा प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस हो रही है। आइए सीधे आपको लिए चलते हैं।
Safe transit of our nationals from Iran. Thank you.
Thank you. Asim ji.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon. The Ministry of External Affairs continues to closely monitor the evolving situation in the Gulf and West Asia region. We are according utmost priority to the safety, security, and welfare of the large Indian community in the region. Our dedicated special control room is operational to assist Indian nationals and their families, and we continue to coordinate closely with state governments and union territories to share information and align our response efforts. Our missions and posts across the region are working continuously, operating round-the-clock helplines, and remain actively engaged with the Indian community associations, organizations, and Indian companies spread across the region. Regular advisories are being issued, providing updated information for our nationals, students, seafarers, and resident Indian communities. Our missions remain in close touch with the local governments. They are proactively addressing issues and concerns being raised by Indian nationals, including facilitation for visas, consular services, facilitating transit through neighboring countries where there are airspace restrictions, and providing logistical support where required. We are paying special attention to the welfare of Indian students in the Gulf countries. Government is making every effort to see that students' academic year is not impacted. Our missions are in regular touch and are actively coordinating with local authorities, Indian schools in the region, concerned boards, and the National Testing Agency. Academic concerns, particularly those related to CBSE, ICSE, Kerala boards, and JEE and NEET examinations, are being addressed through regular outreach to parents and students. An update on the status of flights. The overall flight situation continues to improve with additional flights operating from the region to various destinations in India. Since February 28th, around 598,000 passengers have returned from the region to India. Airlines continue to operate limited non-scheduled flights based on operational and safety considerations between UAE and India. Around 90 flights are expected to operate from UAE to India today. Flights are operating from various airports in Saudi Arabia and Oman to different destinations in India. With the Qatar airspace partially open, Qatar Airways is expected to operate around 8 to 10 flights to India today. Kuwait and Bahrain airspace remains closed. Jazeera Airways of Kuwait and Gulf Air of Bahrain have been operating non-scheduled commercial flights from Dammam Airport of Saudi Arabia to various destinations in India. Due to flight restrictions and airspace closure, we continue to facilitate travel of Indian nationals from Iran through Armenia and Azerbaijan to India, from Israel through Egypt and Jordan to India, from Iraq through Jordan and Saudi Arabia to India, and from Kuwait and Bahrain through Saudi Arabia to India. In attacks yesterday in Dubai, 3 Indian nationals sustained minor injuries. They are receiving medical treatment at local hospitals, and one has since been discharged. Our consulate is in close touch with the injured Indian nationals and their families and is rendering all assistance to them. As you are aware, an Indian national tragically passed away on March 11th in an incident on MT Safe Sea Vishnu off the coast of Iraq. In a separate attack in Kuwait on March 29th, another Indian national had unfortunately lost his life. Mortal remains of both the deceased Indian nationals have arrived earlier today in India. We have been in regular touch with their families and express our deepest condolences to them at this difficult time. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll take questions from the first row. Okay, 4 and 67.
Hi, Sukalp from Indian Express. My first question is to Sujata ma'am. Ma'am, could you help us understand the math of this ATF, the staggered, protracted price increase that has been effected? Because the ministry in the morning tweeted saying that 25% increase is being passed on, saying that it accounts for 15,000 rupees per kiloliter. Whereas in the same tweet, the ministry also mentioned that market link pricing would have dictated a doubling of the ATF price, which would have taken the price up by about 1 lakh rupees. So how is 25% of 1 lakh rupees 15,000 A, And when you look at the actual price increase undertaken by Indian Oil, they have actually just increased the price by about 8,000 odd rupees, 8,500 rupees. So again, how does the math work out between what the company has done and what the government has announced? And if there is actually there's a difference between the figures, then is IOC going to again increase the prices within the next few days? B, I also wanted to understand, after petrol, diesel and LPG, now effectively there will be under recoveries on ATF as well, obviously. So is there any plan from the government side to support the OMCs, considering that they're bleeding a lot of money on sales of other fuels?
67. Then 22.
Thank you, ma'am. Sapna Das here from CNBC TV 18. My question is to Sujata, ma'am. So something similar to what Sukalp has asked on the same lines, like how much would have happened the ATF hike per litre if the government had not capped it at ₹15, today's increase? How much loss are the OMCs bearing on ATF after today's decision? The loss, not really the under recovery. And what does staggered quote unquote mean, in the sense that today's ATF price increase is a mere 8.6%. So by when will the remaining 25% be passed on? And one more question for Jacek Muka. You said that possibly additional fuel surcharge will not be levied after today's increase. Is that right, sir? Thank you.
22 also.
मेरा सवाल मंगल सर से है। ये जो कल एक खबर चली थी, एक शिप जो है कैरिंग इरानियन ऑयल इज हेडिंग टुवर्ड्स इंडिया, Badinad facility of Kandla port. So is there any update on that, and by when it is reaching?
Okay, we can take 145 also.
Ma'am, Prakash Pradarshi from ET Now. I had asked this question few days back. I'm asking it again. Oil Ministry says that the under recovery on petrol is roughly around 25 rupees per litre, whereas it is roughly 105 rupees per litre on petrol. So why is such a huge difference between these two?
Sujata ji will have to.
Under recovery on petrol is at rupees 5 per litre, 24 per litre, and on diesel it is roughly 105 per litre.
We can have the replies, Sujata.
तो मंत्रालयों की साझा प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस इस वक्त आप सुन रहे थे। सरकार की तरफ से लिए गए मेजर्स, पश्चिम एशिया में जारी हालात के बीच में